Yo, welcome to another show, another live with Rapstar Boxing in London, England. I'm still hyped up from the weekend. CANELO, King Nello, Cartello is the number one pound for pound fighter. And I'm going to say this, keeping it real out here. No, we spoke about Kalen Plant is doing really well. And we said that Kalen Plant did himself proud. Yeah, he did good. Yeah, he did not bad. But, at the time, we thought Kalen Plant was way more tricky. And we thought that what Kalen Plant told us, he told the boxing world that he was going to come over there and show Canelo Alvarez a lesson. Kalen Plant spoke a good game. And Kalen Plant, did he bring it? That's my question. Ladies and gentlemen, I've watched the fight again. And I've analysed the fight. And Kalen Plant told Canelo Alvarez, my people don't fuck about. When Canelo Alvarez told Kalen Plant, the Mexican people don't fuck about, bruv. And what did Kalen Plant tell the whole Mexican fans? He goes, I don't fuck about. I'm coming to take Canelo out. But look, ladies and gentlemen, I've been giving a lot of praise to Kalen Plant. But today and right now, I'm going to keep it 100%. Kalen Plant was scared in that fight after round 9. And I just watched and analysed what Kalen Plant said to Canelo Alvarez in the middle of the ring, and nobody's talking about that. So let me tell you what Kalen Plant was trying to do in the ninth round. We know that Kalen Plant came in the first few rounds and he was trying to use his work rate. We know that Kalen Plant used his feet and he used every attribute. But did he gain any respect for Canelo Alvarez? Did Kalen Plant get any respect from Canelo Alvarez? He didn't get Canelo Alvarez's respect. Kalen Plant did not demand Canelo Alvarez's respect. And that's a big problem. See, the way I look at it, Kalen Plant spoke a good game, but his skills were not good enough to get respect out of Canelo Alvarez. He couldn't keep Canelo honest, and he couldn't even keep Canelo at bay. My thing is this, though. I want everybody to recognize in the ninth round something happened. And I just watched it. And that's what I'm going to tell you right now, ladies and gentlemen. That in the ninth round, Kalen Plant mentally was defeated. And I'm going to tell you why. Just stay on the line and I'll show you why Kalen Plant was mentally defeated in the ninth round. And have a look at this. So I looked at the ninth round. And when Kalen Plant was praising Canelo Alvarez, now let me just say this. This is the same Kalen Plant who turned around and told everybody that I'm the only one who's coming in there to win. He said every fighter that's been in with Canelo Alvarez is lost before they got in the ring. And Kalen Plant said, I'm the man who's going to go in there and I'm going to beat this guy. Well, look at this. In the ninth round, Kalen Plant, ladies and gentlemen, was praising Canelo Alvarez. So what happened to that energy? What happened to the fucking energy that Kalen Plant was coming and telling us that he's got no respect for Canelo Alvarez? Who remembers, ladies and gentlemen, when Kalen Plant said Canelo Alvarez is a drug cheat and his record and his resume is overhyped? And he also told the boxing world that Canelo Alvarez doesn't have the skills to beat him. But look at this, ladies and gentlemen. I was checking out the ninth round. I put the audio up and I found what Kalen Plant was talking about. Kalen Plant in the ninth round was telling Canelo Alvarez, you one of the best. Kalen Plant in the ninth round was telling Canelo Alvarez, you got skills. What fighter have you ever heard of? See, no one's touching on this. Kalen Plant was mentally defeated in the ninth round. And I'll tell you why. This was a sign of Kalen Plant trying to gain some respect. He was trying to get Canelo to be soft on him. And he was telling Canelo Alvarez, look what he was telling him. You are really good. He told Canelo Alvarez, you are really, really good. And Canelo Alvarez told him, I know I'm good. So look at those words. Look at the words that came out of Kalen Plant's mouth at that point. And let me just say this. At that point, Kalen Plant just wanted to get his paycheck and lost the 12th round. When he told Canelo Alvarez in the ninth round, you are really good, bro. You're one of the best fighters I've ever seen. He's telling Canelo Alvarez, you're one of the best fighters and you're really good. Hey, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. He was asking for a paycheck and he just wanted to go home. And I'll tell you why. When you're fighting for an undisputed title and you're going in the ring to take a man out, the pound for pound guy, you're not going to tell him in the middle of the ring, oh, you're really good, Canelo Alvarez. You're one of the best. That was a mental defeat for Kalen Plant. That's when Kalen Plant changed his energy. And he knew that he wasn't going to be able to deal with Canelo Alvarez because he wasn't getting the respect from Canelo Alvarez. And he told Canelo in the middle of the ring, hey, Canelo, you really, really good, man. Hey, let me tell you something. When you're going in the ring to take a man out, you're not going to say those things. You're not going to say those things. And we're hiding those things under the table. And the truth is, if you look at the ninth round, you will see the praise and the way that Caleb Plant is praising Canelo Alvarez. Man, you go in that ring and you would never do that if you're going to win. If that was Muhammad Ali, he'd be ashamed of Caleb Plant. Muhammad Ali, if that was Muhammad Ali, he'd be saying, I'm the greatest. In the ninth round, I don't care who you are. You won't be saying, oh, Canelo, you're really, really good, man. What kind of mental, verbal battle was that? What was he trying to do? Get Canelo to give him a pass? Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I watched all the words in the ninth round, and Caleb Plant was sucking up to Canelo Alvarez. Go have a look at the words and what he was saying to Canelo. And he also said to Canelo Alvarez, you know, I'm not bad, am I, for 21-0. He was trying to get some respect for Canelo, and Canelo wasn't giving him the respect. And he was telling him, you really good, man. Man, if you're going in the ring to take out a man, you're not going to say, oh, you really good, man. That's when you know you're giving up. And I know Canelo Alvarez knew that this man is mentally giving up. And he came back and he stopped him after a couple of rounds. But look, if you're going to go in there to beat a man, you're not going to say to that man, right, oh, you really, really good. You're going to say, fuck you, bro. I'm the greatest. And I'm going to win. And I'm going to, look, you're not going to say, oh, Canelo, you really good. What you're supposed to say in there, Caleb Plant, is, you know what? I'm the greatest. Canelo, you ain't beating me. I am the man. But now Caleb Plant was sucking up. It was like he was sucking Canelo's cock at the ninth round. Look, I'm going to tell the truth. I listened to a lot of people saying, Caleb Plant was a great fighter from America. He's going to do much better than the European fighters did. All the British fighters that came in with Canelo, they were defeated before they got in. But I didn't see Callum Smith in the middle of the ring saying, oh, Canelo, you were really, really good, man. You one of the best I've ever seen. Why is nobody talking about that? The same Caleb Plant, which was taunting the Mexican fans. The same Caleb Plant that said Canelo was overhyped. And Canelo's resume is questionable. What happened to all that energy, huh? What happened to that Caleb Plant? This Caleb Plant in the middle of the ring is praising Canelo Alvarez like he's one of the best he's ever seen. Think about that, ladies and gentlemen. Do you think Muhammad Ali would go into the middle of the ring in the ninth round and tell the guy, oh, you really good, man? No, he wouldn't. He would turn around and say, I'm the greatest, and ain't nobody going to beat me. See, this is the way I looked at this ninth round, and I see how he was speaking to Canelo Alvarez. He was sucking up to Canelo Alvarez, trying to get a pass, maybe so that Canelo can take him to the 12th round. Maybe he was just trying to sweeten up Canelo Alvarez so that he could get a pass in the 12th round. But Canelo never gave him a pass. Even though Caleb Plant was praising him, Canelo was on his game. He wasn't ready to get praised like that. He didn't give a fuck what Caleb Plant was telling him. But he told him many words. Let me have a look if I can find them. Give me a sec. Look at this. Look at what he said to him, bro. I read these words. I had to go through the ninth round and I had to put the audio up. And I found the words. He said to, Caleb Plant said to Canelo Alvarez in the ninth round, he told him in his own mouth, he said, I respect you, Canelo. You got skills. Now, what kind of bullshit was that? Ladies and gentlemen, this is a man that's coming in there to take out Canelo Alvarez, and he is praising him in the ninth round. If you're a true warrior, I'm not saying Caleb Plant ain't a warrior, but he was mentally defeated, bro. He said he wasn't going to lay down for nobody. Imagine if Muhammad Ali or anybody else, a great fighters like Sugar Ray Leonard, Marvin Hagler, all these guys, They're going in to take a man out and they're going to say in the ninth round, hey, bro, you really good, bro. You one of the best I've ever seen. And he told Caleb Plant, I respect your skills, brethren. What? So look, I'm just saying this, ladies and gentlemen. When Caleb Plant was praising Canelo Alvarez in the middle of the ring, was that something just to see if he could get Canelo Alvarez to just be soft on him? Was that something that he was trying to do to Canelo to let him know there's no more bad blood? You know what I'm saying? Was that him trying to back off to Canelo Alvarez and say, sorry, man, I didn't mean to say the things I said to you? I'm just saying. When a man is talking like that, you're supposed to say, like Teofimo Lopez and Rolly Romero said, you can't say those kind of words. You can't say those kind of words in the fucking ninth round. Think about it. When Caleb Plant is praising Canelo Alvarez, then he gave up. He just wanted to last to the 12th round and get his paycheck. Let's keep it real. At the end of the day, now he's telling him, you're one of the best fighters. I respect your skills. That's not the kind of things a man says when he's going to go in there to beat you. And I do believe this. You can say what you want, but I believe that he was looking for a way out or for Canelo Alvarez to not knock him out. I really do believe that. You remember when Conor McGregor was insulting Khabib and his religion and everything? And when Conor McGregor was getting beaten up, what did he do? Oh, Khabib, leave it out, man. It's only business. Who remembers when Conor McGregor told Khabib when he was getting beaten the fuck up? What did he say, bro? He turned around and told him, yo, Khabib, this is only business. And that's what Caleb Plant was doing with Canelo Alvarez. He was praising him. Everybody just go and watch the ninth round. Nobody's picking up on this. I'm telling you, nobody's really picking up on this. In the ninth round, Caleb Plant mentally gave up. Because he knew Canelo Alvarez had no respect for his skills. Who remembers that? Who remembers that when a warrior goes into the ring like Conor McGregor and he told Khabib, hey, look, man, it's not personal. It's just business. That's when you know that he's giving up. And Caleb Plant did the same thing that what Conor McGregor did with Khabib, asking for forgiveness. And nobody's talking about that. But look, let me give a shout out to the people in the building. You know what I'm saying? Let me just see who's in the building right now. Yo, the one and only. A shout out to Tycho TV. A shout out to Johnny Blaze. And June the GOAT. Hey, June the Great. You know what I'm saying? We got Nicole in the building. We got the one and only, my brother, Dimitar, in the building. And that's right, Nicole. That's right, Nicole. All that shit talking that Caleb Plant did. Man, listen, Caleb Plant was looking at the Mexican fans and he was speaking to them and he was taunting the Mexican people. And Caleb Plant told everybody he's not going to lay down for nobody. But look at that mental defeat, ladies and gentlemen. I want everybody to go check the ninth round. He was asking Canelo. He asked Canelo, am I any good? He even asked Canelo, am I any good? And Canelo never answered the question. Canelo just said, yeah, listen, man, I like the fight. Canelo Alvarez told him, I like this fight. And that's it. And Caleb Plant was talking to him like he's one of the best ever fighters that he's ever seen. And nobody's talking about that. So I think we got to recognize this, that after that round, Canelo Alvarez knew that I've defeated this guy mentally. After when Caleb Plant was praising Canelo Alvarez, I'm sure Canelo Alvarez knew it's a matter of time and I'm going to start stepping up to him, and I'm going to close that distance, and I'm going to take him out. And there was nothing that Kalen Plant can do to stop it. My thing was this: you got the greatest feet, you got all those skills, and you can't even survive the 12th round after sucking up to Canelo Alvarez. You know what I'm saying? Let's be honest, man. This guy was rude. This guy was resentful. This guy was hating on Canelo. He was calling Canelo all kinds of names. Yeah? Let's not forget that. The man was calling Canelo an overhyped job. And then he's telling him in the fucking ring, yo, Canelo Alvarez, you one of the best. I respect your skills. I respect you, Canelo Alvarez. Bro, when have you seen a fighter go into a fucking fight in the championship rounds and begging for mercy? Think about that. Can you imagine if Muhammad Ali went into the round, he would turn around and say to the man, I'm the greatest. Motherfucker, I'm taking you out. Yeah? If Mike Tyson was in the ring, you think he'd say, oh, you really good, man? Think about that. Ain't nobody touching on that. At that point, Kalen Plant was going in for a paycheck. I don't care what anyone says. After that, I don't care. Kalen Plant just wanted his paycheck. But guess what? Canelo never fell for this shit. Canelo Alvarez never fell for the pity patty, all that shit that Kalen Plant was sucking up to him. Nah, he sent him to hospital, bro. After Kalen Plant praising Canelo Alvarez and sucking up to Canelo Alvarez, Kalen Plant went to hospital. Canelo Alvarez with a couple of shots, an uppercut, and a left hook. Let's all remember this. Canelo Alvarez's hardest punch is not a left hook. Canelo Alvarez's hardest punch is not a left hook. And that left hook, bro, that left hook, that fucked up Kalen Plant and sent him to hospital. So think about that. This is the best fighter that you had in America. This was the best fighter that you had in America to offer Canelo Alvarez, and the man is sucking Canelo Alvarez's cock in the 9th round. And this is what America had to offer. And tell me that my British fighters ain't shit. Callum Smith at least lost the 12th round. Billy Joe Saunders took a harder punch. Yeah, he quit. Billy Joe Saunders quit. I ain't going to lie about that. But Kalen Plant got knocked out. Billy Joe Saunders took the punch and lasted the round. Billy Joe Saunders took that punch and lasted the rounds. But Kalen Plant was gone. He was finished. I'm telling you right now, after that punch, Kalen Plant was done. It was over. The skills had gone, and there was no more skills to pay the bills. I'm just saying. America's best, Tennessee's best. The man that said everybody goes into the ring and they go to survive. I'm the man who's going to go in there and beat Canelo Alvarez. Well, look at the 9th round, bro. The 9th round, you were praising this guy. And the hardest punch that Canelo Alvarez took in the fight, I looked at the whole fight again, was the headbutt. The hardest punch that Canelo Alvarez took wasn't even a punch. It was a headbutt that he walked into with Kalen Plant. I'm just keeping it real. And that's right, Nicole. He spoke all that shit. And then the man is in the middle of the ring praising Canelo Alvarez. You one of the best I've seen. Look at the skills. He said to Canelo Alvarez, I respect your skills. That's when you know a man doesn't go into the ring and say to another man when he's trying to beat him or take his titles, I respect you, man. You one of the best. How come no one ain't talking about that? Think about it. Is that the time that he was trying to sweeten up Canelo Alvarez? Was Kalen Plant trying his best to sweeten up Canelo Alvarez so that Canelo Alvarez doesn't knock him out? Otherwise, why will you go into a ring and in the championship rounds start talking about, I respect you, Canelo Alvarez, please forgive me. I'm sorry, Canelo Alvarez. That's basically what it means. At that point, Kalen Plant's telling Canelo Alvarez, I'm sorry, man. Take it easy on me, bro. That's what that can only mean to me. Why are you telling Canelo that you're one of the best and I respect you and you got some of the best skills? You just changed all your energy. What you think Canelo Alvarez was going to feel sorry for you? Did you think Canelo Alvarez was going to feel sorry for you because you're telling him that he's the best? And Wayne Fitness says everybody thinks that Kalen Plant did better than we think. But really and truly, did he really do that good? That's right, Wayne. Did Kalen Plant really do that good though, bro? All he did was kept. Listen, Kalen Plant fought scared. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want to disrespect, you know what I mean? Any man, he's a warrior. Yeah, he is a warrior. But he's surviving, man. He wanted to survive and get that paycheck. And Canelo Alvarez had no respect. Kalen Plant never gained any respect. No respect for Canelo Alvarez, bro. Kalen Plant had all the respect for Canelo. He respected Canelo too much. I'm just saying, Kalen Plant said to everybody he got no respect for Canelo Alvarez. Well, when he went in the ring, he had all the respect for Canelo Alvarez. But Canelo Alvarez never had no respect. He had no respect. But this guy is out there sucking up to him, and he respected Canelo Alvarez more than anybody he's ever met in his life. And Tycho TV says that was fake energy from Kalen Plant. That was fake energy from Kalen Plant. So, ladies and gentlemen, was Kalen Plant trying to sell the fight and just hype it up? Because everything he told us is not the energy that he told Canelo Alvarez. You can look what he said out of his own mouth, what he was telling Canelo. He was basically saying to Canelo, Canelo, you one of the best. I respect your skills. I respect you. When have you ever heard of a fighter going into the ring and saying these kind of things, bro? I'm just saying. Listen, can you imagine Mike Tyson, Sugar Ray Leonard, Marvin Hagler, Floyd Mayweather, and fucking Muhammad Ali going into the ring for an undisputed fight? And in the ninth round, they're saying to the guy, you know what, you're one of the best. I respect you. Please forgive me. Don't knock me out, please. Just, don't knock me out, Canelo. You know what I'm saying? It just sounds like some cheesy shit. Like, don't knock me out, please. You know what I mean? Canelo, please, man. My wife's there. My kids are there, Canelo. I'm sorry, Canelo. I'm sorry, Canelo. That's what he was saying, man. Indirectly, he just saying in the ninth round, I'm really sorry, Canelo. That was forgiveness, man. That was asking for forgiveness and trying to gain some respect. But did Canelo Alvarez feel sorry for Kalen Plant? No, he didn't. Did Canelo Alvarez fall for Kalen Plant Verbal and mental battle. No, he didn't. He didn't give him a pass. Kalen Plant didn't get a pass. Maybe that was his way of getting a pass so that he don't need to go out getting knocked out. Tycho TV said Plant told everybody that he's about that life. But Plant was not about that life. Plant was not about that life. You know why he wasn't about that life? He couldn't get that respect. And that's right. Everybody said that Plant's a dog. Andre Ward told me, Andre Ward told everybody that Kalen Plant is the guy who's got a dog in him. What was Andre Ward talking about? And Karma said the same thing. Karma Serena said, Rapstar, at that point, he knew he wasn't going to win anymore. So at that point, he just wanted to cash out his millions and go into the sunset. Everything that Kalen Plant worked for and everything that he did as a kid, he gave up in the ninth round. I'm just saying, Kalen Plant wanted his check and he wanted to go home. After the ninth round, when he told Canelo Alvarez, I'm sorry, bro, you one of the best I've ever seen and you got some skills. Plant told Canelo Alvarez, I respect you, Canelo. I got a lot of respect for you, Canelo Alvarez. Man, what's that fake energy, bruv? You guys paid $80 each in America. I looked at the pay-per-views. You guys, everybody had to pay 80 quid, 55 pounds. You paid $80 for this man to praise Canelo Alvarez. Man, Kalen Plant should have just got a microphone and sang a song to him. Kalen Plant should have sang a song and got a microphone out and started to do karaoke. The man's in the middle of the ring praising Canelo Alvarez. He might as well started singing a Whitney Houston song. And I forever love you. Man, let me tell you something. Kalen Plant should have sang a song for mercy. Because that's what he sounds like. When I looked at the ninth round, I was disappointed. I was disappointed what I saw. I went back and I saw the way that Kalen Plant's body language and the way that he was speaking to Canelo. And he was asking for forgiveness. And nobody ain't saying nothing. And this is what Canelo Alvarez told these guys. You want the payday. You just want the payday. That's it. You just want a payday, bro. This man was meant to show us some serious shit. This man was meant to get some respect. He was meant to get some respect from Canelo Alvarez. And Andre Ward said that Kalen Plant is going to hurt Canelo Alvarez. I didn't see none of that. I did not see no respect. He didn't listen. In fact, ladies and gentlemen, Kalen Plant had too much respect. When I say too much, he had too much respect for Canelo Alvarez. You know what I mean? Everybody paying over £60, $80 in America. Everybody paying for pay-per-view. And this man is singing a song to Canelo Alvarez in the middle of the ring. And nobody has touched on this. And he didn't just say that. He said many words. He said other words that I haven't really got. I didn't really actually record them. I only took a few pictures and the words that I found. He said to Canelo Alvarez, hey, Canelo, I'm not bad though, am I? He asked Canelo if that, I'm not a bad fighter. And Canelo never said nothing. So, ladies and gentlemen, what fighter do you know goes into the fight and then starts praising the opponent like he's just superior? That's a mental giveaway, man. I don't care what anybody says. At that point, you know Caleb Plant wasn't going to win. There was nothing he wanted to do. He just wanted to go home with that paycheck. Yo, what's happening to Philip, mate? Philippe, what's happening, Philippe? Hope you're feeling good there, my brother. Tycho TV said Plant was on some bullshit. He fell in love with Canelo and the fight. Man, it's crazy, guys. I want everybody, when I finish this live, I want all of you guys, and ladies and gentlemen, I want you to go to the ninth round. And listen carefully, just listen carefully that what Caleb Plant was saying to Canelo Alvarez in the ninth round. And you're going to think to yourself, what? If you go to the ninth round and just listen to what Caleb Plant was saying to Canelo Alvarez, you're going to want your money back. You're going to want your money back. The man was praising Canelo Alvarez and telling him all kinds of stuff. How skilled he is, how much he respects him. Man, you don't go into the ring to say that shit. You go into the ring, don't care what round it is. You tell the man, I'm the greatest. Fuck you, Canelo. I'm going to win. At least tell him that, bro. At least tell him that. But no, it was so much love and so much respect. Caleb Plant had so much respect for Canelo Alvarez, and that's why he lost that fight. He was going to lose that fight anyway. Give me a second. All right, all right. I was just walking around. I'm back. So look, let me see what's going on here. Yo, boxing magic in the building. Wayne in the building. Karma's in the building. Jashawn Brown, what's going on? Yeah, Tycho TV, everybody go watch that ninth round. And you will see Caleb Plant knows he made a mistake. Caleb Plant knows he fucked up in that ninth round. When you're telling a man that he's so good, then you already know, and I already know, he gave up. Karma says, I still don't think Plant is better than Billy Joe Saunders. And how much better was he than Billy Joe Saunders? Because Billy Joe Saunders actually marked up Canelo's face a little bit. And Caleb Plant didn't put any marks on Canelo Alvarez. Tycho TV says, I think Billy Joe Saunders was landing more better punches than Caleb Plant. Thank you. Thank you, people. I'm just saying, let's keep it real. And that's true as well. Plant was running in the whole fight. Canelo Alvarez had to cut the distance and make it a fight. Because Plant wasn't looking to engage. And Plant didn't want to commit to any punches, bro. Plant didn't commit to any punches. I'm just saying this. Plant spoke a good game. Plant spoke a good game. But do the Americans are proud of that performance? Or do you think Plant gave up? I really do think Plant mentally gave up. He wanted to survive and he just wanted that paycheck and he wanted to get out of there, but he wanted to actually last the 12th round. You get me? Plant wanted to last till the 12th round. That's all I'm saying. At the end of the day, you don't tell another fighter, oh, you really good, bro. I respect your skills. Everything Plant said was fake. That means everything he said was fake. Plant had fake energy. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Plant was acting, and he was a good actor. That's all I'm saying. And Felipe, that's right. Billy Joe Saunders decided to exchange with Canelo, but Plant didn't want to do that. Plant didn't want to get in the distance and exchange. He was running all night. Even, can everybody remember this? At one point, it was so embarrassing in some respect. Canelo went to the ropes. Canelo went to the ropes and told Caleb Plant, let's see what you got. Who remembers that? Who remembers when Canelo Alvarez went on the ropes and he went on the ropes and he said to Caleb Plant, come, let's see what you got. And Caleb Plant wasn't looking to engage. And Caleb Plant was keeping his distance, even while Canelo went to the ropes. And he asked Caleb Plant, come to the ropes and let me see you exchange. And Caleb Plant didn't want to exchange. He wanted to keep it long and still keep the distance. That's how scared he was. Ladies and gentlemen, go watch the fight properly. Please go watch the fight properly. And you'll see the body language of Caleb Plant. He is running scared. He doesn't want to get involved. Yo, respect to my boy, Shadow Ghost, in the building. Hey, listen, Plant said that, yeah, Shadow Ghost, you're right. Plant said he's not coming in there just for a check. But when you see what he was telling him in the 9th round, he only wanted that check. Like Shadow Ghost said, the man said he wasn't going to lay down. But when he finished, he went straight to the hospital. And trust me, the next day, he went to go cash out his money. And that's a fact. Tycho TV says Plant honestly wasn't skilled enough to beat a Canelo Alvarez. Look, I'm going to keep it real, ladies and gentlemen. Skills are not going to beat Canelo Alvarez. You are not going to beat Canelo Alvarez being a better boxer than him. It's not going to happen. You need to possess as much power and gain respect from your power in your pop shot. You must possess power and skills to beat Canelo Alvarez. You need more skills than Caleb Plant. And you need way more power. So you need a Gennady Golovkin kind of power. And you need much better skills than Billy Joe Saunders and Caleb Plant. The skills that Billy Joe Saunders and Caleb Plant have is good for other world champions. You know what I'm saying? These guys can beat other world champions, but you can't beat Canelo Alvarez. The skills are not enough. That's right. Listen, not one of those rounds did Caleb Plant gain any respect from Canelo Alvarez. Let me tell you this, ladies and gentlemen. You need enough pop in your shot, not just the skills, but you need enough pop so that Canelo Alvarez can second guess his next move. It's like this. If Canelo Alvarez knows what he's coming to do every time, you need now Canelo Alvarez to question himself. That wait there, I can't do this now. I've got to try something else. You need enough power to make Canelo Alvarez second guess what he's going to do next. And Caleb Plant never had no way near that power. And neither did he have the skills that people were telling me. That the skills that Caleb Plant has is on another level. Yeah, he got good feet. Yeah, he got a good jab. But that jab is not a stinging jab. That jab's a little flickety flick jab. That jab ain't going to do nothing to Canelo Alvarez. You get what I'm saying? You need a tough jab. You need a strong fucking jab. And you need power in your right hand or your left hook. You need the kind of power that you need is that Canelo Alvarez doesn't come in with the same thoughts. You need Canelo Alvarez to question himself and say, oh shit, I need to change my game plan. That's what you need. And the problem is with Canelo, he will counterpunch you. And he's looking to counter you at all times. So if you don't have anything that Canelo Alvarez is going to get out of his game plan and make him change his game plan, then you can't win. Yo, ignorant boxing in the building. He says he was looking for mercy, but he got knocked out instead. Yeah, that was weak. When Kalen Plant was praising Canelo Alvarez in the 9th round, that was weak. That was weak. That's when you knew the man wanted a paycheck and he didn't want to be in there no more. I don't care what anyone says. The undisputed king. That's right. Undisputed. Yo, D Hodges. What's happening to D Hodges, man? Yo, Still in the building. What's happening to Still? How you doing, Still? Virgil Ortiz Jr., baby. Watch how legacy is really made of. Yeah, mate. Still says Virgil is a shark in the water and everybody is a snack for him. We'll see. We'll see, bro. We'll see what Virgil does in the future. We got to get Plant an interview about his time with Canelo Alvarez. Yo, shout out to Caesar. Caesar in the building. I did see what Tio and Rolly were talking about. And I agree with you. Kalen was wanting mercy. And Teofimo Lopez just said that about 2 hours ago. They asked Teofimo Lopez the same thing. It's funny that Teofimo Lopez is saying the same thing I'm saying. That Kalen Plant wanted to get out of there, bro. Kalen Plant was looking for mercy. The man is praising Canelo Alvarez like he's the best ever since he's ever seen. Javier Martinez, what's happening, bro? Skirting board, what's happening? A professor. Man, we a professor of boxing out here, bro. I'm a professor of boxing. Plant was gassed. No, Plant had some energy, bro. He had enough energy. He was just scared. Plant was fighting scared, and that's the truth. That's right, Felipe. We got to keep it real. That, we gave Plant a lot of credit because Plant sold us, man. I ain't going to lie to you. Plant sold us well. But now it's after the weekend. We got to keep it real. Plant didn't fucking live up to the hype. Plant spoke a good game, but he never brought it to the ring. Yeah, that's what I was getting told, bro. I was getting told, Rapstar, American fighters are built different, bro. American fighters are built different. Well, I didn't see that. I didn't see this American fighter built different. There was nothing that I saw with this American fighter to tell me that he was so much different. I didn't see it. Did you see something different? I didn't see that extra different. Yeah, he had skills, but we all knew he had that kind of skill set. So Tycho TV said a lot of people didn't really believe in Kalen Plant's skills in America. They were pushing for Kalen Plant just because they maybe hate Canelo Alvarez. But they weren't really going for Kalen Plant off of the eye test. They were just pushing him. Is that what you think? Okay. That's a good fact. Hey, that's a very good fact check over here. So Skirting Board brings some facts that in the last 7 years, there's only been two tough fights, and that's Miguel Cotto and Gennady Golovkin. Yeah, I don't know what he thought, Felipe. I really don't know what Kalen Plant thought in the ninth round that he was going to praise Canelo Alvarez and then Canelo Alvarez is going to give him a pass. I don't know what he thought. Maybe he thought I can get to Canelo's heart. Maybe he thought I'm going to sweeten Canelo up so that Canelo Alvarez just takes it easy on me in the next few rounds. Maybe that was his game plan. Because let's be honest, you know a fighter doesn't speak like that, bro. A fighter don't say these kind of things in championship rounds. Muhammad Ali used to taunt people and tell them, I'm the greatest. Yeah? Fighters used to taunt people. They don't sit there and say, oh man, Canelo, you one of the best. And Canelo, I respect your skills. Go have a look at the ninth round. That's what he was saying. Felipe says to Tycho TV, I think Canelo Alvarez will knock out Jamal Charlo. Charlo going down may be faster. Skirting Board says Charlo and Andre are mills for Canelo Alvarez. Or nerds. Okay. Nicole says, I know that Kalen Plant was scared the whole time. Tycho TV says people running around the YTBC and saying Plant was winning the fight. What the fuck? Hey, all three judges had Canelo Alvarez winning that fight. All three judges had Canelo Alvarez winning most of those rounds. Canelo went easy on Rocky Fielding. So Rocky is a nice dude. He KO'd Plant's own fault. Yo, big shout out going out to Boxing Yoda. What's happening to Boxing Yoda in the building? A lot of Canelo haters channels were arguing that Canelo only fought weak European champions, but Caleb Smith and Billy Joe Saunders are harder shots than Caleb Plant. And he still went the distance. Caleb Smith still went the distance and he survived. Canelo went easy on Yildirim too, and have at the end pulled the punches when he went down. Okay. Skirting Board said it wasn't out of respect. That Kalen Plant didn't say these words to Canelo Alvarez out of respect. He said these words out of fear. Is that what you believe? Man, that makes a lot of sense though. So he didn't say all these words out of respect. He said these words to Canelo Alvarez in the ninth round out of fear. Yeah, I'm gonna get to that in a minute. Nah, man, those words that he was saying to Canelo Alvarez, bro, he was sucking up to him. I want everybody to go watch this ninth round. By the time I get out this live later, I want you guys to recap the ninth round and have a look how Kalen Plant is sweetening up Canelo Alvarez with all these sweet words. Everyone at Salem had more heart than Plant, but I saw Plant running in boxing after round three. I saw Caleb was trying to survive. So Jonathan Ramirez says all the fighters that fought Canelo Alvarez had more heart than Kalen Plant. So Kalen Plant has some skills, but now we're going to be honest. Ladies and gentlemen, Kalen Plant don't have heart. Kalen Plant don't have the dog in him. Kalen Plant is not a dog. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Kalen Plant is not a dog. He's a survivor. That's right. Kalen Plant is not a dog like he told you. When the shit gets hard, he just wants to survive and he wants his paycheck and he's out of there. And that's a fact. Ain't no dog in fucking Kalen Plant. A dog is a man who never tells Kalen, hey, listen, a dog will never tell you in the ninth round, oh, you are really good, man. I respect you, Canelo Alvarez. I'm sorry, Canelo Alvarez. You one of the best I've ever seen, Canelo Alvarez. You don't say these kind of words in a fight. Let's keep the shit real. How dare you say to Canelo Alvarez in the middle of the ring when everybody's paid hundreds of fucking dollars for pay-per-view? Millions of people are paying pay-per-view and Kalen Plant is singing a song to Canelo Alvarez. Are you the best? You the best, man. Everybody was paying money to watch Kalen Plant show us the dog in him. But Kalen Plant was praising this man. Come on. What do you think Canelo Alvarez was thinking? At that point, towards the end of the ninth round, when Kalen Plant was telling him, I'm sorry, man, you one of the best I've ever seen, and you got serious skills. What do you think? Canelo Alvarez was going to go back to his corner and say to Eddie Reynoso, hey, look, you know, he's sucking my cock now. He thinks I'm the best. Shall I leave him alone? Shall I just leave him alone now? Shall I just let him carry him to the 12th round? What was he thinking? Can somebody please tell me what the fuck was he thinking when he was giving all that praise and showing all that love and all that respect? You can't have respect for a man when you're going in there to beat him. Come on. That shit was crazy. That feels like a ripoff, doesn't it? Do you not want your money back when you see a man saying to the Canelo Alvarez, are you the best ever, bro? You're one of the best I've seen, and you got the best skills. At that point, Kalen Plant should have just quit. I'm just saying. He took all that money, right? Pay-per-view fight. And everybody's paying for this fight. And this guy's telling Canelo Alvarez, you one of the best I've ever seen, and you got the best skills. Fuck that shit. At the end of the day, I was disappointed with that. I went back and watched the fight, and I got really disappointed to see that. I never saw that the first time round. I never saw the things I'm telling you right now. I never saw this. The first time I watched the fight, I never saw all this stuff. But look, everybody smash that like button. We got 30 people in the building. Everybody come and smash that like button, man. And, you know, press that notification and subscribe to the channel if you're new. We're boxing hardcore here, and we keep it real and we keep it raw. We're not fanboys for anybody. Hey, let me just say this. Can you guys imagine? Can you guys imagine if Gennady Golovkin in the 9th round said to Canelo Alvarez, "Oh, Canelo, I respect you, my brother. Canelo, you the best." Can you imagine if Gennady Golovkin in the 9th round said to Canelo Alvarez, "Yo, you're one of the best, man, and I respect your skills"? Can you imagine that shit? And this is why now that I watched the 9th round and I watched these words coming out of Caleb Plant's mouth, that's when I knew he was asking for forgiveness. How the fuck are you kissing this man's ass in the fucking ring? You're supposed to be focused all 12 rounds. All 12 rounds. You're supposed to be a killer in there, bro. But Caleb Plant wants to be best friends now. That shit is stupid. And that's right. Hey, listen, let me tell everybody this right now. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad we got Chinese Yoda in the building. I'm glad we got Chinese Yoda in the building because I got a guy called Chris Eubank Jr. And Chris Eubank Jr. is not got the skills like fucking Caleb Plant. But I'll tell you this right now. Let me make a statement right fucking now, yeah? Chris Eubank Jr., coming from London, has got more heart and more balls than Caleb Plant. How about that? Hear me out carefully. Thanks for that one, Chinese Yoda. Chris Eubank Jr. has got more balls and more heart than Caleb Plant. That's all I'm saying. Because Caleb Plant doesn't even have the balls and the heart like Chris Eubank Jr. How about that one? My boy Chris Eubank Jr. from England has got more heart than the American champion, the ex-champion, the IBF ex-champion. Soft boy. I call him soft boy now, bruv. Caleb Plant is a soft boy. Remember my words. Caleb Plant, when it comes to the tough crunch, he will always quit. Say sorry for after the fight. That's true. Say sorry after the fight. Praise Canelo Alvarez after the fight. You want to suck Canelo's cock. Suck Canelo's cock after the fight. Not in the middle of the fucking fight. That's a ripoff. That's a ripoff. Caleb Plant with his fake energy, bro. Praising a man in the 9th round. In the championship rounds, you meant to be turned on. You meant to be a warrior. You meant to try and win. And the guy's there praising Canelo Alvarez. Come on. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it honest. Caleb Plant was soft. Once he got tested, his mentality changed and his energy changed. And that's a fact. Nicole said Caleb Plant was scared. And that's plain and simple. He was just scared. And that's it. And Jonathan Ramirez says, look, at the end of the day, I think Billy Joe Saunders was the best out of these guys. Because Billy Joe Saunders went and he committed to his shots. And that's why he got his face broken. But Billy Joe Saunders actually touched up Canelo's face. Everybody go look at Canelo's post-fight. Billy Joe Saunders gave Canelo Alvarez some black eye. And one of the sides, he scruffed up his face. So yeah, Billy Joe Saunders was committing to his punches. Caleb Plant was running and he was running all night. He was running scared. He was fighting scared. He didn't want to get involved. And this is what I'm going to say to people now. This is where, when we say if you've got a weak resume and you're a champion, there's a reason why you got a weak resume. The resume means that you can't just go and fight the pound for pound guy if you've never been tested before. This is why we know in boxing you need the right fights to prepare you to go in against a pound for pound guy. You need to prepare yourself. You can't just have a weak resume and expect to go straight for the pound for pound guy. Because your heart's going to be tested. You're going to be tested. Your skills are going to be tested. And you can't just expect that everybody thinks, yeah, you're going to beat this guy. It don't work like that. Sometimes you need to build yourself to get to that position. But I'm going to say this as well. Even if Caleb Plant had more experience, he couldn't beat Canelo Alvarez. Because he just doesn't bring the pop. He might have some feet and he might have a good jab, but that's not good enough to beat Canelo Alvarez. To be fair with you, and I'm just keeping it real, now that everybody saw what Caleb Plant's about, would you pay for another pay-per-view for Caleb Plant? That's my question. Would you pay for another pay-per-view to watch Caleb Plant fight somebody else? Would you? Would you support another pay-per-view to watch Caleb Plant fight when you can see there's some quit in this guy? The man was quitting after the 9th round. Will you support another pay-per-view with this guy against someone else? Victor Torres says, I'm not paying for Caleb Plant pay-per-view. Tycho TV says, I will never pay for a pay-per-view for Plant. Javier Martinez says, Rapstar, even your boy Frank Bruno never surrendered to Mike Tyson. In 2 fights, he tried everything. Little 333 says, I will pay for a pay-per-view for Caleb Plant. Tycho TV says, Plant is not a dog. Eric M says, yes, I would pay for Plant versus Benavidez just to see him get his ass whooped. Yo, a big shout out going out to Alex Rodriguez, a new man in the building. Hey, let's all salute Alex Rodriguez. Where's he from? California, stand up. California, stand up, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because Tennessee never stood up for Caleb Plant. Tennessee never stood up for Caleb Plant. Maybe Tennessee knew Caleb Plant ain't going to win this fight. Jesus says, Rapstar, yes, Billy Joe Saunders punches, he had harder punches, and that's why he was finished earlier. Plant wanted to go to 12 rounds and he fought scared. Billy Joe Saunders, let me just tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. Billy Joe Saunders came to win. Hate on my fighters as much as you fucking want. All right? Some of those American people which have been hating on my British fighters, well, fuck you too. Because Billy Joe Saunders, he came to win. What the fuck did Caleb Plant do? You guys are telling me for about last 2 months, the Europeans ain't the dogs. The Americans are the dogs. Only an American like Caleb Plant is going to show Canelo Alvarez. The Europeans ain't got the dog in them. Yeah? Well, the last time I checked, Callum Smith had more dog in him than Caleb Plant. Tell me if I'm lying. You tell me for the last 2 months, yo, rap star, your British fighters ain't got a dog in them. Those kind of guys can't beat Canelo Alvarez, rap star. We need a guy from America. Americans have different kind of dog in them. Keep it real. Where was the dog in fucking Caleb Plant? Because he was acting like a cat. Bro, the man was acting like a cat in round 9. I listened to all this shit, bro, for the last 2 months. That Caleb Plant is the man who's going to come in there. He's not like Billy Joe Saunders. He's not like Callum Smith. He's not coming for a paycheck. He's coming to win. Isn't that what I got told? Isn't that what we were getting told all the time? Well, I kept quiet. I kept quiet for fucking 2 months. But that's how they do it. They try to outcast the Europeans. They always outcast the British people. The British are never good enough. The British are never good enough. Yeah? So you told me that, my guys from England, they're not good enough. Caleb Plant is a dog. He's an American dog. Well, sorry to say, Caleb Plant, if he was a dog, he was a Chihuahua. And now you see all those fake American channels, the ones who hate Canelo Alvarez, who were trying to tell me, the British fighters are Europeans are just what's it called? It was saying they're setting Canelo Alvarez up with easy fights, and that's why he's going to lose to Caleb Plant. What happened to those channels now? All those channels, those American fake minority channels, are lying all the time because they really didn't give a fuck. They just hate Canelo Alvarez. They weren't really going for Caleb Plant because he's an American brother. They're not going for Caleb Plant because he's an American guy from America. They're going for Caleb Plant because they hate Canelo Alvarez. Let's keep it real. But you guys told me, Rapstar, Caleb Plant is the man. He's got the skills. And he's got dog in him. He's an American dog. Bro, the man was a Chihuahua. The man was a Chihuahua. If he was a dog, he was the most fucking weakest dog. And Little said, J33, that Chihuahuas have got heart though. It's true. The Chihuahua dog has got a heart. He's going to go all the way until he dies. So at some point, we just got to be honest. They hate on people. They hate on people just because they hate Canelo Alvarez. That's all it is. These minority American toxic motherfuckers, do you know what it is? I've come to terms with this shit, bro. And let me tell you what this is. This is people, they just don't want to accept Canelo Alvarez as the face of boxing. That's what this is. This ain't nothing else. This is grown men, a minority, small amount of grown men in America. They just giving Caleb Plant all that fucking hype because they really dislike, they despise the Mexican man. They despise a Mexican man to come to America and take over. They can't handle the truth. It's the truth, though. The truth is, they don't really care about nothing else. They just can't handle it. That a Mexican man is coming to America to take over. Let's keep it real. Let's keep the shit real. But look, a shout out going out to people in the building. Hey, we got people in the building right now. We got one and only Mr. Sinister, my brother. The big O's in the building. We got a new guy, Red Dot. Hey, man, Red Dot. Thanks for coming through, man. Press that like button, bro. Smash that like button. That's all I ask for, is to smash that like button. Get over it. Canelo Alvarez is number one. Viva Mexico, cabrons. Hey, Mexicans stand up. You know why? Canelo Alvarez is putting respect of the whole world for the Mexicans. You get me? Mexico, stand up. Stand by your man. Canelo Alvarez is a true fucking warrior. Yeah? He comes to America and he takes over the whole of America. You get me? Canelo Alvarez comes to a next man's country and takes him out and takes over the whole country. When Canelo comes to America, everybody wants to see him. When Canelo comes to America, my own guys like Josh Taylor, Ben Davidson, Josh Taylor, Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez. You're talking about the Charlo twins, Errol Spence Jr. Everybody wants to be there. You know why? Because Canelo Alvarez is the face of boxing. Whether you love him or you hate him, Canelo Alvarez is the face of boxing. And if you're going to hate on Canelo Alvarez, that means you are not a man. Guess what you are? You're a bitch. Canelo Alvarez is everything that every man wants to be. How about this? If England could inherit Canelo Alvarez, they would want to inherit Canelo Alvarez tomorrow. If Russia could fucking inherit Canelo Alvarez, they would do anything to have Canelo Alvarez in their country. Let's keep it real. If any other country in the world, they could fucking have Canelo Alvarez, they would want to be supporting Canelo Alvarez. The truth is the truth. People despise Canelo Alvarez. You know why? Because he's a Mexican brother. And because he's a Mexican brother, some people don't want to accept him. They don't want to accept this man. So isn't that racist? Isn't that fucking racist? How many more racist people we got in the sport that they don't want to speak good about Canelo? Because guess what? He's a Mexican brother. So what if he's a Mexican brother? The man is representing boxing. Number one, pound for pound boxer. And the face of boxing. It doesn't matter if he's fucking Mexican, bro. He's our warrior. He's a warrior for my sport. Motherfucker. He's LeBron James. How about that? He's Ronaldo. He's Messi. Canelo Alvarez is Michael Jordan of boxing right now, bitch. How about that? He's the David Beckham of boxing right now, bitch. Love him or you hate him, you have to respect him. Just like Caleb Plant. Look what Caleb Plant's saying. I want everybody to see these words. I respect your skills, Canelo Alvarez. Just like Caleb Plant. He respects Canelo Alvarez now till the day that he dies. He's never going to forget Canelo Alvarez. I'm just saying. Stop that bullshit, bro. Stop that bullshit that Canelo Alvarez got caught for collateral, a little bit of tainted meat, which is legal today. Because let me tell you how I'm going to shut down your argument. When Sugar Shane Mosley took steroids, against Oscar De La Hoya. And Sugar Shane Mosley never got slandered. He took real fucking steroids, bruv. And I love Sugar Shane Mosley. Till this day, Sugar Shane Mosley is one of the most skilled Hall of Famers I've ever seen. When Sugar Shane Mosley took steroids and cheated, nobody slandered that man. Even today, they don't slander Sugar Shane Mosley, even in their own country. Keep the fucking shit real. When Roy Jones Jr., one of the best fighters coming out of America, got caught taking fucking steroids. Roy Jones Jr. got caught taking fucking steroids. But I still respect Roy Jones Jr. Still gets a lot of love from the whole America. Let me see one channel ever talk bad about Roy Jones Jr. and Sugar Shane Mosley. Come on, let's talk about that then, bruv. I'll kill your conversation in minutes. It takes me 5 seconds. You guys can't never ready to debate me. James Toney, one of the best ever fighters, ever, still gets the praise from all over the world. And James Toney was a dirty cheater, a real dirty cheater. You want to talk about cheats? I'll give you real cheaters, real fucking cheaters. But let me tell you something. You don't hear anybody slandering Sugar Shane Mosley. You don't hear nobody slandering Roy Jones Jr. You don't hear nobody saying bad channels talking bad about James Toney. Keep the same fucking energy. Because Canelo Alvarez never did anything compared to what Sugar Shane Mosley did, to what, what's his name, Roy Jones Jr. did, to what James Toney did. Those are real fucking steroids. Canelo Alvarez was eating some meat in Mexico, which everybody knows in the world that if you go to Mexico, the meat is injected with the way that they do it over there. Keep the same energy. I like to keep the real truth, and my truth is in my heart. I don't never say nothing else. I love Roy Jones Jr., one of the best ever. Sugar Shane Mosley, one of the best ever. When have you ever heard anybody say, oh, Sugar Shane Mosley was a cheat? I've never seen any channel in the YTBC ever say that Sugar Shane Mosley was a cheat, that Roy Jones Jr. was a cheat. I guarantee you, if I ask all those channels to say that those men were cheats, they can't even come out of their mouth that they were cheats. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, there were names out there saying that, look at Povetkin. Povetkin was a cheater. Povetkin, the man that was fucking out there, the heavyweight, that man was a cheater. Let's keep the shit real out here. But we still praise. We praise these fighters. You know why? Because we know the skills that Sugar Shane Mosley had was on another level. We know the skills that Roy Jones Jr. had. Roy Jones Jr., I hate it when people say, oh, he's a cheat. I don't like people when they call Roy Jones Jr. a cheat. I don't like it. Because guess what? Roy Jones Jr. has got the skills that no other fighter had at one time. Just keeping it real. So Chinese Yoda's giving you some facts over here. He says clenbuterol is basically for a blocked nose. That is improving oxygen intake to unblock your nose. You can buy it in a pharmacy for $10, which is what? £6? Oh, so it was like an asthma inhaler. Clenbuterol is like an asthma inhaler. Yeah, but D. Hodges, Big Baby Miller is taking the piss. He never got caught for steroids once. He never got caught for steroids twice. Big Baby Miller constantly is taking fucking steroids, bro. He got caught for steroids more than multiple times. And that is on another level. That was some heavy roids. I just want everybody to be real. What Canelo Alvarez took, everybody knows the reports are out there. And Mauricio Suleiman told you, everybody said that the level of clenbuterol that Canelo Alvarez had wouldn't even help him in a fucking enhanced ring. It wouldn't even give him any other, what was that word they used? They said it couldn't enhance his performance. So they changed the laws now because they know so many athletes go to Mexico, and you got soccer teams and football teams. They go and eat in Mexico and they all get tested and they've all got the same result as Canelo Alvarez. Let's just keep it real. You guys want to go and slander, slander, slander. Well, let's keep the same energy. I would have liked the same shit. Listen, we know that Shane Mosley took some real steroids. But I don't like it when people say Shane Mosley was a cheater. Well, let me tell you something. Shane Mosley also is a very skilled and a very accomplished fighter. Shane Mosley been fighting from a little kid. He's got skills that you can't take away from him. So he wasn't just a cheater. He might have got caught, but guess what? Then they had to monitor him again. You get what I'm saying? So Shane Mosley still got great skills. When people say, yo, rap star, I never hear people say, yo, Roy Jones Jr. is a cheater, because I wouldn't like to hear it either. But nobody ever calls those guys cheaters on the YTBC. You know why? We respect our warriors. We know that sometimes everybody takes a little something. But you got to have heart. You got to have skills. And you need to have a whole game plan. You can't just take steroids like Shane Mosley and not have everything else. And just Sean Brown says that James Toney cleared his name. I'm glad that James Toney cleared his name, because James Toney was one of the best warriors coming out of America. And like Jashawn Brown says, that James Toney was prescribed medication from a doctor after a shoulder injury that tested positive because of was trying to cheat. He wasn't trying to cheat. He was trying to eliminate the pain. Somebody sent me an article the other day. One of my best ever fighters that I think is one of the greatest of all time is Floyd Money Mayweather. And somebody sent me an article telling me that Floyd Mayweather used to get IV, extra IV. He used to inject himself with extra IV. And somebody tried to tell me that Floyd Mayweather was paying a lot of money so that he could get different kind of help from the American VADA. At the end of the day, this is what I'm going to say. Let's keep the same energy. You want to call Canelo Alvarez a cheat, but the man is now getting tested the most. Let me just please tell everybody this very openly. Canelo Alvarez is the most tested fighter in boxing today. Do you hear what I said? Canelo Alvarez is the most tested fighter for enhanced use drugs out of all the fighters today. And Javier Martinez is correct. Fernando Vargas got caught cheating when Oscar De La Hoya knocked him out. Oscar De La Hoya lost to Shane Mosley, and Shane Mosley got caught for steroids in the fight against Oscar De La Hoya. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, we got to keep it real. Let's keep the same energy for everybody. Canelo Alvarez never done nothing compared to some of those great fighters who really did cheat. At the end of the day, we can say what we want, but how come all the boxing foundation has overruled what Canelo Alvarez, that little trace that they found? It was a little microgram. I read it. I've seen the articles. I've read what happened to Canelo Alvarez, and then they changed the whole law. They said that's not fair because when these guys go to Mexico and they eat those meats, there's a lot of athletes, they're getting caught for the same microgram. They said, we're going to change our laws. We're going to change the laws of boxing. You know how every year they change what things you can do and what you can't do. You see what I'm saying? So I'm just saying this. You can't eliminate the skills of some of the greatest fighters, even if they got caught cheating. Some of the skills that they bring was second to nobody. Give me 1 second. Hey, look, can some people smash that like button? We got over 29 people in the building. Let's get a like into the building, man. Everybody smash that like button. Victor Torres says, look, Chinese Yoda says, wait. Jashawn Brown says Ivy is still cheating. So are we going to say that Floyd Money Mayweather was cheating? Is that what we're going to say now? Victor Torres says, LOL, it's like conspiracy to take Canelo Alvarez down. Because Floyd had injections in his hands for pain. I don't see that as a cheat. That's right. So many fighters that I know in England, they get injections in their hands because their hands get brittle. Like, let me tell you a fighter that you guys might know, a featherweight in my country. In fact, I know him. I've met him quite a few times. I'm sure you guys know about this guy, Prince Nassim Hamed. Prince Nassim Hamed had to retire after the Barrera fight because his hands were gone. They were putting so many injections in Prince Nassim Hamed's hands that, ladies and gentlemen, Prince Nassim Hamed were getting injections in every fight in his hands. His hands were gone. I'm just saying to you. So a lot of people take injections in their hands. That's a common thing for fighters. And that's right, Chinese Yoda. Nassim Hamed was punching so hard that he was breaking his hands constantly. See, Nassim Hamed had too much power for his own hands. And that's why you see a lot of boxers, they get injections in their shoulders as well. Because some of these boxers, their shoulders start to wear out. So is that cheating now, yeah? A lot of fighters have injections in their hands, bro. It's a common thing. And there's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes that we don't know. Just keeping it real. But look, guys, I'm going to say this, right? At the end of the day, you can love him or you hate him. We have to accept it right now that Canelo Alvarez is waving the flag for boxing. He's the number one pound for pound guy, and he's running the show. And I've got to say this, we need to stand by Canelo Alvarez because he is the top dog of boxing. So Just Blaze says Canelo Alvarez has done nothing but held the torch for boxing. And the fans are just mad. Some fans, not a bunch of them, minority fans, are mad because they can't take Canelo Alvarez because he ain't the same skin color or the same culture as those people. Fury took bipolar medication. Is that a steroid? There you go. Yo, the one and only Jeff Lucita in the building. A shout going out to Jeff. What's happening, Jeff? And Victor Torres says, that's facts, Just Blaze. At the end of the day, let's keep it real. Canelo Alvarez is getting a lot of hate. But why is he really getting that hate? Is he really getting that hate because they want to make shit up about him? Or is he getting that hate because guess what? He's another man from another country and they don't relate with him. Yo, big shout out going out to Slide and Counter in the building. Hate him or love him. That's right, Slide and Counter. Hate him or love him. You got to respect him because Canelo is doing history type accomplishments. And Bon Scott in the building. Shout out to Bon Scott. Smash that like button, man. We cooking out here. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk about something that I saw earlier on. And David Benavidez is telling everybody he's the only man that can handle and deal with Canelo Alvarez. So the next fighter that everybody's talking about, that really want to see Canelo Alvarez in a tough fight, is this guy, which comes from America, and his name is David Benavidez. I'm just saying. Hey, shout out going out to Bon Scott. A shout out going out to one of my old-time subscribers, Mackie in the building. What's up, everyone? What's up, Rapstar? A long time. Thanks for coming through, Mackie. Smash that like button, bro. But David Benavidez is talking like he wants an opportunity. He said, give me that opportunity. I will give a tougher fight to Canelo Alvarez than Caleb Plant. And I do believe that David Benavidez would beat Caleb Plant. No problem. And David Benavidez also said this, and he told everybody earlier on that the fight this weekend against Jamie Munguia versus Gabriel Rosado, let me ask you this. He told everybody that he sparred Gabriel Rosado and he's going for an upset. David Benavidez thinks that Gabe Rosado is going to beat Jamie Munguia. He said it's got. He said I can't. What he said is that it could. David Benavidez said, "I've sparred Gabe Rosado, and I know he's a dog, and he probably is going to upset Jamie Munguia." But let's be honest, Gabe Rosado has lost over 10 fucking times. Yeah, he did knock out Beck the Bully. I'm just saying. No, but Jashawn Brown. Think about this, Jashawn Brown. Gabe Rosado has lost. Let me see how many times he's lost. Stay on the line. Can somebody tell me how many times has Gabe Rosado lost? I'm sure he's lost over 10, 11 times. My other laptop just died and I'm on my phone. But I'm sure. Can somebody tell me how many fights has Gabe Rosado lost? Because I know he's lost against multiple people. Nah, he's lost more than 10 times. Can somebody go check on their computer how many times has Gabe Rosado lost? I'm sure it's more than 10 times. My laptop just died. But he's lost so many times. Somebody tell me, please, how many fights has Gabe Rosado lost? Wow. He has lost 13 fucking fights. And we're saying that he's going to beat Jamie Munguia. Jamie Munguia is 37 and 0. Hey, big shout out to Pickup Parisia, GGG, Jacobs, Quillen, David Lemieux knocked out Gabe Rosado. I remember that fight. David Lemieux knocked out Gabe Rosado. Charlo. Yeah, remember when Charlo fought him when he was a young guy? I'm just saying. Peter Quillen, Jacobs, David Lemieux knocked him out. Martin Murray. Who remembers Martin Murray from England? If you're hardcore, you will know who Martin Murray is. Martin Murray lost most of his fights, but he beat Gabe Rosado. Gabe Rosado has lost over a dozen fights. Gabe Rosado has lost over 13 fucking fights. And we all are saying that he will beat Jamie Munguia. That's what I'm hearing in America. Even my own guy, man, there's some credible boxing guys have said that Gabe Rosado is going to beat Jamie Munguia. But look at this. Gabe Rosado's lost over 13 fucking times. And Jamie Munguia is 37 and 0. 37 and fucking 0. Yeah, we know that Jamie Munguia hasn't had the greatest wins. He's only won against people like Liam Smith in my country. You know, Jamie Munguia beat Dennis Hogan. Jamie Munguia beat some other names too. He's beat some names. But let's be honest. If we really think that Gabe Rosado is going to beat Jamie Munguia, then we don't think much of Jamie Munguia. We don't think much of Jamie Munguia, and he ain't that guy. Because if Jamie Munguia is losing to a journeyman, then you guys might as well tell me that Jamie Munguia ain't that guy. And why is everybody going for Gabe Rosado? Let me ask you why. Is it because, and it's very simple, that Gabe Rosado looked good against Daniel Jacobs and he knocked out Beck to the Bully? Yeah, but Jashawn Brown, let me just ask you this, Jashawn Brown. Why would they match up such a young guy with 37 and 0 career? 37 and 0. And you're going to tell me you're going to match him up with a man that he's going to lose against? I can't get that through my head. Look, Gabe Rosado is looking better. Gabe Rosado did really well against Daniel Jacobs. And Gabe Rosado, I've got to keep it real with you people. He looked fucking good against Bector Bully. But Jamie Munguia is 37 and 0. Right? 37 and 0. They're not going to put him in with a guy to lose against. Come on, people. We know boxing. Do we really think they're going to risk it and put Jamie Munguia against a man who's going to beat him, who's lost 13 times? That's ridiculous. Yo, what's happening to Shadow Ghost though, man? One and only. Yo, Rapstar, how you been? I'm hanging in there, Shadow Ghost. You know me. It's cold out here, bro, but we doing good. Yo, we got another guy in the building. We got Don Dada. Don Dada in the building. Rosado was losing to Bector Bully. Hey, Shadow Ghost. Everybody's going. A lot of people are going for Gabe Rosado. I'm sure even my brother from the other side of the pond, there's some good brothers out there in America. Even Punch, I think, said that he's going for Gabe Rosado. A lot of hardcore boxing people are going for Gabe Rosado to beat a 37 and 0 Jamie Munguia. Can somebody tell me what's Jamie Munguia's best win? And somebody tell me what's Gabe Rosado's best win? Because every time Gabe Rosado stepped up, he lost. D. Garcia in the building. Yeah, but Shadow Ghost, everybody, when I talk about professional boxing people, bro, they got Gabe Rosado beating Jamie Munguia because of that fight with Bector the Bully. Man, Gabe Rosado, listen, yeah, he's good. He's doing really well lately. But is it because we're going for the journeyman? Is it because that you guys want Gabe Rosado to win? Because he's always been in the game for so long. He's never really got his flowers. So some people in their heart, they want to see Gabe Rosado beat Jamie Munguia. Oh, yeah. So Javier Martinez said William Monroe Jr. beat Gabe Rosado. I don't think Rosado going to beat Munguia. I think they want Rosado to win. That's right, Shadow Ghost. I'm changing Gabe Rosado's Wikipedia page. He's fighting Canelo next. Jashawn Brown says Munguia ain't step up, though. He's just a puncher, nothing else. Munguia is just a puncher. He ain't nothing else. Golden Biscuit in the building. Golden Biscuit says Munguia is a step down for Gabe Rosado. What? No one Munguia beat better than Jacobs, and this isn't a step up for Rosado. Just Blaze, what's up, bro? Munguia is flat-footed with a little bit of defense. Yo, Benny Guttrez. Hey, yo, Benny in the building. Benny Hill in the building. Put a big shout out to Benny, a newcomer. Smash that like button, Benny. And if you like what you hear, subscribe to the channel, bro. Sliding Cantor says, That's a good question. I think Gabe been in some bad end of the decisions. Alfredo Anguilo knocked out Gabe Rosado in the second round. Thank you. I forgot about that. Alfredo Anguilo, who got knocked out by Canelo Alvarez. Alfredo Anguilo, who wasn't a great himself, knocked out Gabe Rosado in the second round. Golden Biscuit saying that's a good point. They're grooming Munguia. If they're grooming Munguia, Benny Guthrie, smash that like button. If they're grooming Jamie Munguia, then why are they feeding him to Gabe Rosado? Answer that question. Munguia is going to knock out Gabe Rosado the fuck out. And he's going to make a name for himself. So if Munguia knocks out Gabe Rosado, now Munguia's name is going to go up. Then people are going to recognize him because they went against him. Hey, Boxing Yoda, you might be right. And Peter Patricia says that was when Anguilo was at his best and Rosado was just starting. Don't forget, just look at Canelo and Floyd Mayweather. Anguilo was low-key a good fighter. He almost knocked out Lara. Munguia isn't bad for 25 years old. He's still pretty young. That's what D. Garcia says. Canelo has fought everyone. He even fought Alfredo Anguilo. Jacobs and Bector Bully fights with Rosado was at 168. Thank you. Now we're going to do some fact check. See, people are forgetting this. People are not using their brain on this part. We have to debate who were the best journeymen. And we will debate that one day. All right, that's a great. Hey, listen, Don Dada, I'm going to put a live up. And you better come here for that one, Don Dada. I love that one. We will make a debate one day. Who were the best journeymen in boxing? Jashawn Brown says Munguia needed a step-up fight. I'm not hating on Munguia. I just don't think he's that guy. Hey, Bon Scott said Wilder was 42-0 without fighting a top 10 fighter. Gabe Rosado will be weight drained at 160. 100%. Now, let me just say this. People are not looking at the facts. And they're not looking at the scientific facts. You know, they're making Gabe Rosado come to 160. I just heard that a few hours ago myself. They're making Gabe Rosado come to 160 pounds. He hasn't been fighting at 160, people. So I don't care. This is a strategic situation. Yeah, Gabe Rosado looks good right now. He's got a good name and a good momentum. But they're actually making him weight drain. They're going to weight drain this guy. So when he gets into the ring, after certain rounds, Gabe Rosado ain't going to be the same guy. Does anyone know who's a favorite in America? Golden Biscuit says Gabe Rosado with the upset. And Pika Persia says, if Rosado don't beat Munguia, he will get beat the first elite fighter that he fights. Gabe Rosado is a gatekeeper. You should know that by now. Yo, Afran Corpus in the building. A big shout out to Afran, a new guy. Smash that like button, bro. And subscribe to the channel if you like hardcore boxing. Because we're hardcore boxing fans in this fucking channel. Boxing Yoda says they're feeding Rosado to Munguia. Munguia is being groomed, and Rosado proved he's still some kick inside of him. But Javier Martinez said Jamie Munguia's best win was a gift decision versus Dennis Hogan. Slide and Cantor says, I think Orlando Salido is a really great journeyman. Turned champion. Also, Darren Boone was a pretty good journeyman. With Orlando Salido, he beat Lomachenko. Can't fuck with that. But we're going to do that live soon. And Don Dada, I want you to come back when you see me do that live about who were the best ever journeyman. Gabe will outbox Munguia. Gabe will outbox Munguia, is what Joshawn Brown said. But Joshawn Brown at 160, is Gabe going to be weight drained? Have they made a strategic move? Is he not going to be weight drained at 160 when he's been fighting at 168? Just like what Javier told us. Hey, a new guy in the building. We got Puginesius, boxing, rugged. Smash that like. John Ryder is now mandatory for Canelo. Yeah, that's a tune-up fight. John Ryder's my guy. I've met John Ryder more than a few times. I've got a lot of love for John Ryder, but I'm going to keep it real with you. John Ryder is just a tune-up fight. That's a tune-up fight. You get me? Zach Parker is now mandatory for Canelo too. Wow, yeah, I forgot about that too. But they're all tune-ups, bruv. Munguia has got some crazy strength. Hey, Javier Martinez said Munguia didn't want the Andre and GGG smoke. Yeah, it's too early. Munguia didn't want Demetrius Andrade or GGG when the fight got offered. Sliding Cannon says, I've got to go with Munguia in this fight. Munguia ducked Derevchenko. Okay. I didn't know that one. Hey, Piker, I did not know that Munguia ducked Derevchenko. I didn't know that. I like John Ryder. I want to see him fight David Morrell Jr. Look out for David, Rapstar. Hey, I'm gonna look. Hey, I'll be looking out for him. I'll be looking out for him. But you know who I thought? They should have let John Ryder fight Edgar Berlanga. But Edgar Berlanga showed us he's not even ready for that right now. We were all on the Edgar Berlanga train. We were all on the Edgar Berlanga train. But since Edgar Berlanga looking a bit ordinary, do you think John Ryder is too early for Edgar Berlanga even? What do you think? You think that they should let John Ryder fight Edgar Berlanga? Because John Ryder wants that smoke. John Ryder said that he's happy for that smoke. Emmanuel Augustus was a great journeyman. Hey, I can't wait, man. We're going to do that show one day. His best win. Hey, yeah, that's right. Jamie Munguia beat Saddam Ali. Yeah? Jamie Munguia beat Saddam Ali. We're going to get back to that. Berlanga on that conman act. Hey, Berlanga need more step-ups before he steps up to John Ryder. What? Hey, let me tell you this. John Ryder is a great domestic fighter. He's a great European fighter for us. We got much better fighters than John Ryder in our country, man. We got better fighters than John Ryder in our country. So you don't even think that Edgar Berlanga is ready for John Ryder. John Ryder versus so-called Nelson next. Hey, that's a good one. Hey, Sinister says, yo, shout out to Sinister in the building. Sinister says, Munguia is protected and he will be humbled. And Berlanga ain't that guy. What? Berlanga was knocking out everybody. Just about 5 months ago, let me tell you something. Everybody in this chat was hyping up Edgar Berlanga. Yeah? Give me a second. Let me just get the Berlanga picture up here. Give me 1 sec. So, ladies and gentlemen, especially to all my people in Europe and London, I saw a lot of people in America, and I've been very hardcore with everybody around the world. But last 6 months ago, the whole world was talking about Edgar Berlanga being the next Mike Tyson. Let's keep it real. Everybody in this chat was hyped up about Edgar Berlanga, and I was one of them. Everybody was talking about Edgar Berlanga. He was knocking out everybody in the first round, putting everybody to sleep in the first fucking round. And now everybody's off the hype train because Edgar Berlanga looked a bit ordinary in his last fight. And this was a man that they were saying that was going to fight Canelo Alvarez. The world was getting hyped up about this man. They were saying that this man is the next man. I was watching all the channels in America. And they said Edgar Berlanga is the man who's going to beat Canelo Alvarez. Did everybody make a mistake and gone on the Edgar Berlanga hype train too quick? Did we all? Because we all heard it. We said that this man was going to beat David Benavidez. This man was going to beat Canelo Alvarez. I'm just saying. Yo, EDP in the building. I'm just saying. Teofimo has the same amount of fights as Edgar Berlanga has. And look what Teofimo Lopez has accomplished. But come on, let's be honest. Everybody out there was hyped up about Edgar Berlanga. Edgar Berlanga was the next biggest threat. And they were telling everybody that he was the man who was going to deal with Canelo Alvarez. But see, boxing gets too hyped up. The man hasn't even accomplished much. But the problem is, we never seen a fighter knocking out all these guys in the first round. We haven't seen a fighter coming out lately knocking out everybody in the first round. But when he was having a good hype, let me tell you this right now, ladies and gentlemen. If I'd made this live about 4 months ago or 5 months ago, before Edgar Berlanga went the distance, I promise you this, everybody was hyped up and they were all on the Edgar Berlanga hype train. But now Edgar Berlanga's been humbled. The fans have also realized that we were overhyping this shit. The fans have come to realize that we were overhyping the Edgar Berlanga hype train. But just 5 months ago, this was the man that we said, even I said, Edgar Berlanga looking like a steam train. He looking like he was the next Mike Tyson. And that's no lie. But now let's be honest. At the end of the day, now we realize that Edgar Berlanga is not that guy. He needs a lot of fights. He needs a lot of improvements. He needs to learn as he learns his craft. So I'm just going to keep it real. They were talking about a guy from my country called John Ryder. They were saying that Edgar Berlanga will knock out John Ryder too. But now they're not saying that anymore. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Edgar Berlanga is not that guy anymore because people now realize that Edgar Berlanga needs a lot more experience before he steps up to the levels out there. And he's been humbled. He got knocked down in his last fight. You know what I'm saying? And he squeezed to manage to get the win. I'm just saying. Yeah, Berlanga was knocking out everybody. But now that he's stepping up a little bit, slowly but surely, he ain't able to knock out anybody. Chinese Yoda says Berlanga's cheek looks caved in. Pika Parisia says, give Berlanga David Morrell Jr. And if he beats David Morrell Jr., then you can hope on him and get on that train again. Ramon Rodriguez in the building. A big shout out to Roman Rodriguez. He says Edgar Berlanga is the best. And you know that Roman Rodriguez is a friend, probably a personal friend of Edgar Berlanga. How can we call Edgar Berlanga the best when he doesn't even have a great defense? Edgar Berlanga has a great offense, but he doesn't have a great defense. And that's right. A big shout out to Silver's stream. Silver Stress Limo. Man, that's a big name. Silver Stress Alamo 2011. How the fuck am I going to call that name? But you know what? I respect you for coming in always, bro. Everyone was getting dropped until Berlanga stepped up in competition. Mungia beat Saddam Ali at 154. Ali was predominantly a 147 fighter. Jashawn Brown says, hell no. Avoid David Morrell Jr. That's a bad idea for Edgar Berlanga. And Jonathan Ramirez says Berlanga didn't look good and has been dropped in sparring against Edison. What's his name? Edison Lubin. He got knocked down by Edison Lubin in sparring. I saw that video. He ain't got to be the best Puerto Rican fighter. In the building. One of my brethren's in the building. Smash that like button. It's Ray Ray in the building. A big shout out to my brethren, Ray Ray. But look, is everybody off the Edgar Berlanga hype train? Because I can show you videos. I can post videos. Just a few months ago, everybody out there, especially in New York, when I speak to all my New York brothers and sisters, they were telling me, rap star, Edgar Berlanga will beat David Benavidez. That's what they were telling me. Edgar Berlanga was the biggest hype about 5 months ago. He was one of the biggest hypes in boxing. And we got another guy called Yemi Number One. Whether he's a hater or lover, well, I'll tell you something, bro. Joe Calzaghe would beat most people today. How about that one? Joe Calzaghe will beat the fuck out of most of those fighters today. In fact, let me tell you something. Whoever that hater is would destroy Kalen Plant. How about that one? I'm just saying, Edgar Berlanga was the biggest hype, and now ain't nobody talking about Edgar Berlanga. Apart from Roman Rodriguez. Roman Rodriguez is Edgar Berlanga's friend, and he said Edgar Berlanga is the best. And you guys better not sleep on Edgar Berlanga. He is the beast. Alexander Sayers looking good. Sander Sayers is looking good. Why is once all the fighters get knocked down or lose a fight, they end up talking about they were injured during the fight? Is that what Edgar Berlanga said? The coming out of Wells. That Brandon Lee is going to be a world champion at some point. But give me a second, you guys. One sec. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want a prediction from everybody on this fight. And everybody who's going to give me a prediction, I'm going to take a picture and I'm going to see you guys on Saturday after the fight. Let me see who gets this prediction right for this fight here. Let me see who's got the boxing brain for this fight. Somebody tell me a prediction for Gabriel Rosado versus victory. Is Jamie Munguia going to show the world that I am that guy? Or is Gabe Rosado like that? And he's very underrated. So let me ask for predictions. Let's see who's got the boxing brain for Saturday night. Now I'm going to go with this prediction first. I know people are going to think, but I'm going to go for this. I'm going to say that I think Gabe Rosado is going to lose. And I think because he's been fighting at 168. So this is what I'm going with. Jamie Munguia stops Gabe Rosado in the eighth round. How about that? Jamie Munguia fight, and they're going to strategically get Gabe Rosado to come at 160 weight drain this guy, and that's where I think Gabe Rosado will lose, and Jamie Munguia will make a big Daniel Jacobs a great fight. So that puts Jamie Munguia in the picture. So has anybody got any predictions? I'm going for a knockout for Jamie. Okay, I'm looking at these predictions right now. Roman's got Rosado by knockout. No, it's so, how do you pronounce your name? Pika Prasia. He gonna be hitting fresh air. Mark my words. Okay. Hey, Ramon Rodriguez has got Rosado by a knockout, and he's going for Rosado knockout against Jamie Munguia. Hey, look at this person. They said Munguia and Berlanga are at the same level. They should fight each other. No. Ahead of Berlanga. Munguia is ahead of Berlanga. Munguia has got some names on his record. He's 37-0. You can't just that. But Munguia is young and hasn't fought anyone at 160 with a top dog in order to go to 168. I agree with you, Rapstar. That's what Ray says. Listen, I'm going with Jamie Munguia. He's weight draining Gabe Rosado. This is a proper payday to make Munguia look good so that Munguia can make a name. Cheers. Ramon Rodriguez says, I have 500. So let me ask everybody this. What do you think should be next? Just like what Felipe said, that if Munguia would like to see the winner step up with, not just Munguia. Who's the winner? Who should the winner fight next? Regardless if Munguia wins or Rosado wins, who should they at 160? Who do you guys want to see them fight? Who should the winner fight after this fight? That's a good question. That's a good question. At 160? Champion, right? What's that Japanese champion's name? Murat. Because you've got Gennady Golovkin holding a belt. You got Jamal Charlo holding a belt. You've got Demetrius Andre holding a belt, and then you got a Japanese guy holding a belt that I don't know much about. But that Japanese guy, they should try and get him. Name's Murat. Anybody know about the 160 division? The Japanese champion? Murat. Anybody know who I'm talking about? I think it's Japanese, the guy is. Oh, okay. No, you're right. That guy's fighting Gennady Golovkin now, is he? Okay. So he's fighting. So Gennady Golovkin is unifying against that guy. Hey guys, listen. Hey, yeah, listen, guys. My battery's gonna die in a moment. I just want to let you guys know I'll be live again a little bit later. Hey, we had a great boxing talk, but get ready for my next live. We are going to talk about the journeyman, the best ever journeyman. But until then, to everybody who came through, respect and peace. I'll catch you guys on the next stream. Smash that like button, man. I'm going to catch everybody on the next one. Love and peace to all the boxing hardcore, to my boxing brothers and sisters, the one and only, the best ever boxing fans. You can't fuck with these fans. These are the best ever fans I've ever seen in boxing. God bless you guys. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.